New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, fiddlesticks! What, Wilbur? We just got hit and I think my back is all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 16, episode number 3403. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. On tap today, it's a battle of mashups on a Bad Choice Friday. The return of Ted versus the FCC. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drink it to drunk. All right, here we go. Naked Florida man steals a sheriff's cruiser, then drives it 30 seconds before smashing it into a tree. Meanwhile, a Texas man steals an ambulance, then goes to Jack's in the Box for a sausage, egg, and cheese. Scottish group decides to shoot sheep intestine 30,000 feet in the air. South Carolina kid goes to the bathroom at school and wow, look what's in there. And a Canadian tries to euthanize an aggressive dog, shoots his friend instead. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, sex is a powerful, powerful thing. I mean, there's a reason why prostitution is the world's oldest profession. There's a reason why porn is the most lucrative form of entertainment. There's a reason why babies keep getting born. Because we love engaging in a little belly bumping. We engage in the ham slamming. We love engaging in crushing the custard cottage. But sometimes we don't even care where we are when the opportunity presents itself. And recently, a bunch of celebrities, they revealed the craziest place that they've mashed the fat. For example, actor Liv Schreiber, he once got it on the Staten Island ferry because nothing makes me hornier than Staten Island. Jenny McCarthy, she swapped gravy at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and Chelsea Handler, she had sex at a funeral. But sadly, she's not alone. In Alabama, police made a most Alabama-style arrest when they busted 2 cousins having sex at their grandmother's funeral. Top that. Actually, don't. In Florida, a couple were arrested for DUI. They figured they were already under arrest, so why not have sex in the back of the police car? In case you're wondering, that's also part of the Power of 4 Loco. And then more recently, a couple in South Carolina, they were arrested for having sex on a Ferris wheel and in a community pool. Today, we want to know the most unconventional place that you've jiffy popped the South mouth, if you will. So today's question, no details. Where's the craziest place you've had sex.
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, fiddlesticks! What, Wilbur? We just got hit and I think my back has all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hold the jaws and away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,403. What a large and in charge program we have for you
Largest,
today.
most in chargest.
Guaranteed future repeat. What a show. What a big show. As once again, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. Man, were we up late last night.
So late, man.
Coming up with tongue twisters for Ted. Lo and behold, he didn't show up.
I mean, I wish you'd have told us.
Yeah.
You know, we would not have stayed up so late doing so many drugs.
But if you listen to last Friday's show, you know for a fact that Ted could not even get through the beginning of the listener-submitted Ted versus the FCC. I think that came our way from the lovely Melissa out in Hawaii. So, Mike, just so you know, you normally step in for Ted on Ted versus the FCC.
Yes, sir.
We are going to see if you can get through Tate, who is painting his deck.
Oh, fantastic.
So that is, we're going to go right back to it and see if we can get one in the win column. Same Ted versus the FCC, but a different contestant this time around. And of course, we will we'll drink and toast into the shot of the day, and then it is Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault. Damn on.
A little bit different today. We're going to go with a battle of mashups as our first bands feature the Bee Gees and AC/DC.
I dig it.
Not bad.
I dig it, man.
These crazy kids that put this stuff together.
Little disco, a little rock.
That's amazing.
We call it Risco.
So Bee Gees and AC/DC, they're going to take on a brand new mashup we heard for the first time this week. That would be from Huey Lewis and the News and Metallica. That's right. Metallica, Enter Sandman, Hip to Be Squared, Huey Lewis and the News.
I dig it.
Take on Staying Alive and AC/DC. Here's your mashup Bad Choice Friday. We figure we change it up. You know what I mean?
I like both of those songs,
too.
man. Mike and I were saying, if you threw a party, you could put any of those mashups.
Absolutely. Put on the
Everybody's
Metallica
happy.
again, man. Hit that Metallica, Huey Lewis. If you like KISW on Facebook, they put the full video up there. I think Castle posted this earlier in the week. I'm like, dude, we got to play this on Bad Choice Friday.
It's fantastic.
This is too good.
You know what you wear? You wear a Hawaiian shirt, tight black jeans with the wallet chain.
Sad part about it is, between the two lead singers, Huey Lewis, you think, you know, he's not exactly Metallica, but he's got a huge penis. So he wins in life. You know what I mean? He might not be as cool that feel, but dude's hung like a horse.
He's okay with himself.
Right, exactly. A lot more confidence.
He's confident.
Yeah, speaking of confidence, you need that to have a little sex. Our question today, We want no details whatsoever. If we feel inclined to ask you a question situationally about what was going on, we will. But this is not an opportunity for you to expand on your prowess and manhood. One time, man. Don't be that guy, all right? We know that the ladies who call up are not going to give us that. Just don't be that guy. We know. You're the man.
I want a lady to call like that.
Slay it.
You want some of this ass.
Right, exactly. We almost had one of those the other day with a woman who liked day drinking and porn.
I like her a lot, yes.
Yeah, exactly. That was a pretty good call. So we have a few stories for you today. Believe it or not,
Mike remembers her name.
Yeah, right. We have a little poll on what celebrities say the craziest places they've had sex.
I didn't think these things were that crazy.
They're not really that crazy. They are unusual. It's different from the typical location.
Well, sure.
And
Well, it depends. You know, I mean, as an adult, if you have a roof over your head, like, you know you're probably going to have sex. Every once in a while it happens somewhere crazy. But, you know, between whatever the first time you had sex or about the age of 24, 25, you still got roommates or you're living at the parent. Like, you got real creative and you realize, no matter how sophisticated you think you are, your standards dropped instantly.
Sure.
Like, listen, we're both horny. The only place we have privacy is a manure field. Like, let's go.
And when you get to be an adult, it becomes boring. Like, not boring, but it's like the excitement level is in your own mind. You don't say this out loud to, like, you know, her or your friends or anybody else, but you're just thinking to yourself.
But on a radio show?
Yeah, I had sex on the couch last night. I'm crazy. We didn't even make it upstairs.
Actually, we avoided the couch. We have a nice new couch.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We snuck down to the guest bedroom instead.
Oh, but that's still different.
Because it's like it started, then it's like,
whatever you gotta do.
How old are we? Because we're like, wait a minute. Let's protect the couch.
Not so
like,
crazy.
Yeah, let's get it on. It's like, let's move somewhere else. I don't want to get the stage.
And it's almost like, and when your children aren't there, for the first time in a long time, people start making noise again. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. You know what I mean? An empty house.
God, you're right, man.
That's like, you know,
I don't know the last time I ever just been like,
when you said you moved out of the house and the first thing your parents did was go on some crazy Brazilian vacation. They're probably screaming like, you know what I mean? Like, just.
Oh, they shagged the living hell out of each other.
Right.
There's no doubt about it.
Noise.
I had moved out. There were no more kids at home. I'm in Brazil.
We start here, though, in lovely Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is a vacation destination for a lot of people on the East Coast. A couple has been accused of having sex on the Myrtle Beach Sky Wheel, a lot like the wheel that we have down here.
Trust me, I'll get the comments. Apparently, everyone in Seattle has had sex on the Sky Wheel. By the way, if you work at the Seattle Sky Wheel, based on what I'm seeing in front of me right now, everybody's having sex on the Sky Wheel.
Not only that, but they had sex in a community pool. They make videos for a popular porn site. Eric Harmon and Lori Harmon, both of Surfside Beach, both 36, face multiple charges after police say they saw the videos of the two having sex in public on a pornographic website. So no one caught them in the act.
So wait, how does this work?
This is how this works.
No. Are the police investigating them, or does one of the cops say, hey, man, last night
they're facing multiple
I'm tossing
charges.
one off, and I recognize this place in the background, and so we got to go after it.
It could be that way.
Will you bring it up?
It could be the same way that the Taco Bell employee got busted for being in pornography in Arkansas, I believe, as a God-fearing Christian recognized this lady from porn that they watch, and so they immediately called the manager, and the manager fired them.
But if you're the cop, and look, unless you're doing an investigation, I mean, it's one of these cats was at home doing what we all do, but still had to go into work and say, look, man, last night I'm tossing one off in the bathroom, I'm watching this on my phone, and I'm pretty sure that's the wheel, and it was open. We need to investigate. I don't bring that up if it's me.
Well, the incident happened, they say, on or around January 2nd. In one video, the couple's having sex inside the gondola, encased with glass and in view of the public on the Skywheel ride that is on North Ocean Boulevard. The other video, couple seen having sex in a community pool in the Surfside Beach section of, can't make this up, Horry County. Both Eric Harmon and Lori Harmon can be seen exposing themselves and performing sex at the community pool in the video. Might have been Adult Swim at the time. We don't know. Maybe no kids were in the pool. Either way, they face 3 counts of indecent exposure, participation in preparation of obscene material, malicious injury to personal property. They were both released on $18,000 bond.
If they're doing porn, they got them.
That's just Lori. Eric has been charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure, participation in obscene material. He was released on $14,000 bond. Here's my question, okay?
All right.
I watched the video.
Sure.
Both participants are engaged in the same thing.
Okay.
I determine that the wife in this case, that the woman, Lori Harmon, she needs to post $18,000 bond. Meanwhile, her husband, Eric, who's identical on charges,
right,
has to post $14,000 bond. What do you think the difference was where Lori had to pay $4,000 more?
again, my working theory is that they were not investigating them. Someone at home who was masturbating realized what was going on in the background. Now you come to work and we look at these and we go, okay, we're going to investigate them. Why does she have the higher bond? In my mind, if it's me, and this is why I'm not a police officer, but if I were, it would be, she's not my type. She was like, puffy nipples or whatever the hell it is, because you made a porn. Mm-hmm. And then I had to watch this porn, for investigative purposes. If I had charged her more, it's just because she's not the type of chick that I would have clicked on the thumbnail, which is ridiculous, but true. Why else?
Yep. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I just thought you might have done more, or who knows.
They have the same charges.
Yeah.
They're the same film.
This is not good either. Tiffany Bates, she's 31. Clifton Bridges, he's 19. They were apprehended by Talladega County Police after employees of a Talladega funeral home complained that the couple was having loud sex. And they were disrupting a funeral service.
It gets worse.
And they were scaring the guests. Tiffany Bates and Clifton Bridges were both attending the funeral ceremony of their grandmother with other family members. And they decided to skip away from the funeral ceremony and indulge in sexual activities only meters away.
Cousins.
We alerted Talladega Police after several unsuccessful attempts to stop them from having sex on the property of a funeral home. This from Jane Andrews, who is the Talladega Funeral Home director.
Keep in mind, Grandma's funeral is actively going on.
The woman, quote, just kept screaming, and the boy just kept going at it like he was in a porno. They both looked high as F, said another employee. Both suspects admitted to being under the influence of amphetamines. Hey, man, we got to get some amphetamines.
No, not at a family function.
GHB. God, I wish Ted was here. And crystal meth. Well, Ted knows everything about drugs. You got to remember, he watches every single drug show on television. He's been to festivals. He just knows the lingo.
Right.
He knows what the drugs do.
Does it make you have sex with your cousin?
Right,
I don't want that one.
Yeah, but they were apprehended, both of them, according to Talladega County Police Officer Samuel Johnson. And yes, they are close relatives. They are first cousins.
No, Mike.
Clifton Bridges. They have the same
Google their names. Seriously, you need to see the mugshot. I wish we could show you the mugshot on the radio. You will be astounded by what you will not be shocked, but you can't believe it's that bad.
As far as
just their appearance, just their mugshots, right? Their first cousins. It is inexplicable. You need to just see them.
Okay,
it's disturbing.
Okay, here we go.
Mike Sherman. That is.
Now they want you to subscribe to all news from Talladega, Alabama.
That's a terrible sales pitch.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Wow. Wow.
It is unbelievable.
Wow. That woman makes Mitch McConnell look like he doesn't have multiple chins.
I've never seen anything like that.
I don't even think she has a neck. That is the damnest thing I've ever seen. All right, to our question, and no details. Where is the craziest place that you have had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
A couple of comments here. First says, hey, I got hooked up on Seattle's Big Wheel. You should have seen her face when they asked if she wanted to buy a picture. Yeah. Someone else, tell Thrill to never refer to sex as smashing a custard cottage. You got it. Mm-hmm. Someone else, they had sex on the bungee jumping platform at Wild Waves Junior High School field trip. Now, this is my favorite that we've gotten so far. It's two separate. I'm on week 18 of no unemployment, literally waiting. I contacted state reps and senators. I still have not heard from unemployment. Followed by, LOL, wrong radio show, my bad.
Ooh, that does not sound like a fun radio show to listen to, though.
No. Like, whoa,
oh, my God.
You came to the wrong place.
Yeah. Unemployment benefits, could we do that if we needed to? That would be tough. We'd have to know stuff.
Yeah. Oh, God, I know nothing.
I don't know anything about the law. Absolutely nothing.
Just got a comment as well that GHB is roofies, Miles.
Oh.
At a funeral.
I guess.
But that's still the decision. Again, if you get the chance to see their mugshot, please do.
Yep.
Good Lord. Hello, Lauren. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Hola.
Lauren, no details. Where's the craziest place you've had gland-to-gland combat?
So just to point out, this was definitely a random encounter with somebody that it was definitely not planned. We didn't like each other. Like, we argued every day at work because it was at work. I worked at a lube shop. Won't mention which one, but
you say a lube shop?
Yes, it was a lube shop. Convenient, right?
Like Jiffy Lube, not like a sex shop.
Well, I'm not going to specify.
Okay,
that,
no, I just want to make sure. I mean, we're talking about sex. You're like, I'm going to the lube shop.
I'm going to show you this air filter. No hands. Look where I hung it. It's all dirty. Look at that. All right.
It wasn't so much the place that was the craziest. It was the fact that we didn't want to do it on the bare ground, so we laid everybody's jackets down. And
wait. When you say everybody's, you mean yours and his, or like other employees?
That wasn't enough jackets, so there was a couple other.
So I'm talking to some guy named Earl with his patching on his back and some weird stain.
Was this during working hours, or was this when you guys were closing them? Now, was it down
it was definitely after.
Was it down in the oil pit?
No, it was just in the office. I mean, it would have been so much more exciting to say lubed up down by the lube.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You said you both really didn't like each other very much?
Not even a little bit.
What was the spark that happened where you guys just said, like,
you had sex with other people's jackets?
Kiss me. You know what I mean? What happened? Like, what turned the corner there?
I think there was somebody else during working, like one of the other coworkers, that was kind of like, they were talking about something funny, and I just kind of was like finally involved in a fun conversation. And then he started to flirt with me all day, and I was just like, ooh la la. And it just kind of, he just kind of made a move, and I was like, well, okay. It didn't help that I was his boss, though.
It didn't help what?
That you were the boss?
I was his boss.
How was it? Was it hot and great, or was it just okay?
No. In fact, I would almost love to not forget that it ever happened, because after that day, we argued even worse.
That's how it works. Mm-hmm. That's you have sex with someone, and now you start complaining about something.
You act like you've never been married before.
If you weren't the boss, would you have used other people's jackets? Or is that a boss move?
That's funny, but no, I don't. I think it was just like, because it was so spur of the moment, we just kind of grabbed the first couple things. Not so spur of the moment that I didn't prepare the ground, but just spur of the moment that we just grabbed the closest things to us, because I was like, hey, I have more standards than that. There has to be something.
We're going to do it on the floor, but at least on someone else's jacket. Let's keep it classy, goddammit. Kind of business you think I'm running? Hey, man, I dig the story. Mm-hmm. I like it. By the way, someone just chimed in. We said to Google the cousins from the One News Star in Alabama. Their
name is Tiffany Bates and Clifton Bridges.
Right. So they get arrested. Their first cousins having sex at the grandmother's funeral. Someone says, I just Googled the cousins. I will never Google what you say to Google again.
We typically give you a warning. If we tell you to do it, don't do it.
You know it's a bad idea.
Right.
But my God, dude, it's worth seeing. You will not believe your eyes. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Chris, no details. Where's the craziest place you put ranch dressing in Hidden Valley?
It was at church, during church, with my ex.
Was she your ex at the time?
What? Oh, yeah, she was.
So wait, she's your ex at the time. You're both in church and have sex.
It was a really big series of bad decisions on my part.
Was it during the sermon?
That's exactly the time it was during.
So what sounds better like the best time?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to sit in there.
If you're going to have sex at a church, at least do it during the sermon.
You know, most people are in that room. So at least for the rest of the place, you hopefully could find a room or something, right?
Yeah, we went somewhere where it was very dark and quiet. No one knew we were there.
But you sound like you regret this decision.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. My night started way before that.
Okay.
So,
but not the least of which is doing it at the church during the sermon.
Yeah, it was during a party. Well, I went to a party first, and I was way too drunk. And people, it was at a time when people were making to each other over another girl. And then ex was like, hey, are you coming to church? And I was like, not really. I've been having kind of a night. And she's like, well, if you come over, then this and that will happen. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to church.
Okay, well, I'd go to church if I was going to get laid.
Honest to God.
Hungover, whatever. Yes, to have a chance to get laid.
That's the sales pitch.
Go to church.
Come to church, you can have sex there. All right. That dude made it depressing.
Series of hideous decisions. I'm just thinking to myself, who is smashed and just voluntarily gets up and goes I'm going to church.
I'm drunk, I had sex, and he sounded very sad about that.
You did all the right things.
Right.
You went out, you had a good time. You're responsible enough to get up, clean your stuff up, put on something nice, go to church, then you have sex.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what the hell?
You go home, take a nap.
I mean, go team. No details. Where's the craziest place that you have had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
new on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music, from King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated row of solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed.
You get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
The men's room is in progress. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Our question, no details, but where is the craziest place that you have had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
You had a story earlier about a couple in South Carolina. They were having sex on the Sky Wheel and then in a community pool. Mm-hmm. Well, it turns out they film porns and then they upload these things, whatever. So the cops bust them. Someone here says, I participated in a porno that was filmed on the rooftop of a high school condo I lived in downtown Seattle. I'm guessing Queen Anne Hill. And halfway through it, a couple of Seattle's finest showed up. LOL. Apparently someone from another building across the street didn't appreciate the show.
Come to Fremont.
So I can promise you, it would not have been me.
No, come to Fremont.
If you want to film a porn,
yeah, leave the curtains open. We don't care.
Hello, Craig. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. So, Craig, no details, but where's the craziest place you put your condensed milk on the waffle?
Yeah, I've got a few of these, but the one that stands out the most for me was in the U District. There's a fire station, and they have a training tower. Mm-hmm. So we would sneak in there at night, like, after midnight or something. And me and my friends would go up there and drink beer and smoke weed and what have you. And so one night I was like, hey, girlfriend at the time, let's grab a towel, let's go to the roof of the fire station training tower, and we'll get it on.
And turn the U District into the V District, am I right?
You see what I'm saying there?
High five.
University of Vermont.
Yeah. Only the one time, or did you take advantage of it more than that?
That was the only time I did the nasty up there.
All right. How old are you right now?
I'll be 40 this year.
So do you technically think that you're out of the window of being able to, continue this, strange place to have sex thing, or was that just back in the day? Like, what's the latest?
That was the very first time I've done something like that. I was a young man at the time.
Right. Well, what's the last time? What's the last time you would say you had sex in an unusual place?
Probably like 2 or 3 years ago. There's a construction site in my neighborhood, and like an old school, and it was just abandoned. They were going to tear it down, but there was nothing going on at the time, like old portables. And me and my girlfriend at the time snuck in there and
turned the classroom into an ass room. You're right.
You're 37 years old and you sneak into an abandoned building to have sex?
Well, it was, outdoors. And
I dig it. Sounds like the beginning of a Halloween movie where 2 people die.
It was daytime, and, we just made sure no one else was around.
Okay.
Hey, brother, I support the cause,
crazy,
man.
Good for you.
Because you're married, whatever, man. You got your house, you're quiet because there's kids. Maybe on vacation. Some will go a little bit crazy. Mm-hmm. But generally, just around,
exactly,
day to day.
Exactly.
Hell, I need more construction around my neighborhood.
You have construction around your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, the light rail.
Just jump on one of those pillars.
Just do it on the tracks, man.
Right.
Just do it on the tracks.
No trains are coming.
High five is right there, yeah.
So they run their first test run through there.
Hello, Nick. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Nick, no details. Where's the craziest place you shampooed the Wookiee?
on a hillside of ice plant.
On the hillside of what now?
Ice plant.
Is that a mountain?
No, it's a hillside, but ice plant is a plant. They usually use it like in hot places or like California.
Oh, and ice plant. Okay, I got you.
It was, but it was a hillside full of ice plant.
Okay, does that mean it itched?
No, we were close.
Okay, all right.
I mean, is there any way that people could have seen you?
Well, it's funny. Well, we were high up enough that we wouldn't be seen. It was a not traveled much road, and we were up high enough so that the cars coming around wouldn't catch us.
Okay. You put some thought into it. I like it. The strategic.
Why? Was it just spur of the moment, or you had a plan?
This was pretty much spur of the moment.
Okay. All right. I prefer that.
Well, yeah.
Like, hey,
because
really?
this is going down.
Yeah.
Let's go do this.
Right.
Hell
Used
yeah.
to be that way on like long car trips when you first started dating, right?
So, but you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, like you knew eventually.
And then later it's just like, we've been in the car for 8 hours. You ever going to stop driving?
Mm-hmm.
It changes everything. You know what I mean? Can we stop? It's thirsty. Just want to get something to eat. Okay.
The guys are annoying.
Right. Thought we were going to have sex. No details. Where's the craziest place that you've had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Raymond. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches.
Boo! Raymond, no details. Where's the craziest place you've soured the crowd?
A cemetery.
Why did you pick it? Was it day or night?
Both.
What,
it was both, you said? You've done it both?
Yeah.
So this was your regular spot?
It turned out to be when I was in high school, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, how old were you doing it at the cemetery? If you said 40, you're crazy. At that age, that makes sense. And so you knew it was a safe go-to spot. Was it ever creepy there at night? Like you're trying to get some chick to have sex with her. I can't imagine saying, let's go to the graveyard at night is the most romantic thing.
Most of them were kind of crazy and kind of down with it.
That's great. I was going to say
crazy women
because it's only going to go one of two ways: absolutely no, or hell yeah.
All right.
Did you ever look at the names?
Can I give a quick shout out to my bros at work?
Sure.
That's Chris, Dan, and Cody. Man, they're good guys.
Well, you should give your workplace a shout out too, so they get a little credit.
That's bright skate.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Miles was going to ask an important question. I think when you were having sex at the cemetery, did you ever kind of daydream and start reading the name on a tombstone? Like,
dude, because the first
he
thing
died in 1873.
The first thing I always do when I see that, I was like, dude, that guy was only 34.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, right. So to me, it's just more like, God.
It's distracting.
Like, it's one thing when someone's born in 1919 and passes away in 2000. Right. Wow, what a long life.
You overstayed your welcome.
Like, whatever happened to Chris here, man? He died way too young.
You can get distracted reading tombstones.
I do, don't you, when you go to the cemetery?
Hey, does the last name Johnson's? Yeah, not if I'm having sex.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in a cemetery, yes, there is some interest in the people that are buried there. If I am there to have sex, I'm on a singular mission.
Well, see, my
I'm
grandfather,
like freaking Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
My grandfather has a plate that's in the ground. Yeah. I have a general idea where it is, but every time I go back, I have to re-find it. So I have to read, look for the family. Finally find the family. But by that time, I've gone through 25 grave sites. You know what I mean? I've gone through, they're veteran plaques. I've gone through, they're all basically the same size, same thing, right?
They have the landmarks that you keep going to. Like, I know this guy that died in like 1890. I got to take a ride over here.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I know. It's and then there's like a 3-year-old in front of my grandfather. I always look at that and go, God. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Well, they use tiny headstones just to really make you feel bad.
It's just a horrible place to be. No details.
So
What's
I want
the
to be
craziest
stuffed.
place that you've had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
Yeah, I want to be stuffed and then delivered at random to someone. Nah, I'll be like thrown up by the deuces or like devil horns, tongue hanging out like Miley Cyrus, and then one unsuspecting family at Christmas, we get a stuffed thrill. And I think it'd work. It's like a coat rack. Right. I got my hands up.
That's who hosts next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Aaron, no details. Where's the craziest place you've tripped down the mine shaft?
The craziest place definitely would be Alcatraz.
Oh, really?
That is a sexy place.
What is that? The tour is like what? 2 hours?
It's awesome.
When do you got to get back on the boat? How much time do you have at Alcatraz?
You get a couple of different.
It was like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they send different boats. But what they'll take you to the island, and then they say, look, our last boat departs at this time. If you're not on it, you spend the night. It's real basic, man.
That's a hell of a boat to miss.
Fascinating, absolutely riveting. I'm not a big person to go on tours. This thing is absolutely mind-blowing, but I didn't have sex there.
Okay. Where did you find a place to sneak away?
We were kind of looking everywhere. It was her idea, but we were just kind of like looking around everywhere, and we were trying to we were jumping in bushes and stuff, and we ended up being in like a little guard shack, like on the backside of the island.
You know what bothers me is I think I know where you're at. Right, I remember this tour, and once you leave the the main complex, there's, I don't know if you want to call it landscaping around the outside, but just things have grown, right? A couple of ruins.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a guard shack around the back. And you're right. That was probably the least traveled
Now,
place.
does this have a door, or is this like an open air? Like I walk through a doorway?
It was all open. It had like 2 open windows in it and like an open doorway.
And if she was making any noise, they could just say it's the ghost of prisoners.
Yeah, did anyone get close to you guys that you know of?
I mean, there was people off in the, like, that I could see, but they weren't that close. They were, 100 feet away or so.
Okay, was that the only crazy? Since it was her idea, I'm assuming that she's a little bit more adventurous.
Wait. You said it was her idea, and so no matter what, because the idea is sex, you're going to go for it even at Alcatraz. Now, if it were your idea, do you think this mission still would have been a con? Like, you get to Alcatraz and you're like, you know what, baby, I'm horny, let's find a place.
With this specific woman, yes.
Okay.
All right. Where else did you guys,
So I flew her down to San Francisco from Seattle, and we also did it in the airport parking lot of the San Francisco airport.
So as soon as you pick her up, the first thing that happens is sex.
No, that was when I dropped her off.
Oh, because you couldn't have just done it in the apartment before you left, or the hotel room.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of a freak. I hope she's listening to this.
Because I miss her very much. Here's my number. I'm just going to put it out there.
I want to see you again.
I don't care if every one of your listeners calls, as long as one of the calls is her.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah, you never know what you got till it's gone, right?
Well, yeah, that's what they would say, but sometimes you're like, glad that's gone.
Mm-hmm. Our question, no details. Where's the craziest place that you've had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Megan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Megan, no details. Where's the craziest place you took Grandma to Applebee's?
I was at a music festival that had a lake in it. And so towards the end of the night, we crept down to the side and found like a pile of like pool floaties. Started to have fun on that. And like halfway through it, the guy I was with was like, no, there's something in there. And I'm like, no, it's fine. There's nothing in there. And he's like, no, there's something in there. And we get up and he like moves one of them real quick. And there's just a girl laying there staring at us.
Oh, God.
Oh, in the floaties?
Jesus Christ.
In like the pile of floaties.
So this girl, how old is this girl by your estimation?
Oh, maybe like 30.
Okay.
Do you think she was enjoying watching you, or was she just kind of like, I'm just going to be quiet and hopefully they'll just float on by?
That's what she kind of said. She was like, by the time I wanted to say something, it was too far in, so I figured I would just cut it out.
Yeah. Thank you.
You said you discovered her when you finished.
We were like midway through. And
midway.
I thought there was like an animal in there. He was like, it's a raccoon.
Damn.
Okay. All right.
Surprise.
Do you remember you remember the festival?
Do you have the name of it? Lightning in a Bottle in California.
All right. Lightning in a Bottle.
Yeah, kind of apropos.
Right.
How about that?
What was the headliner? Did you make it to the bands?
Oh, God, don't even ask me questions like that.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, it's been so long since I've been to a live show. I'm like, did you see someone? Were they good? Was it a band? Did they play long?
Did they have
right, exactly. Did your ears ring? No details. Where's the craziest place you've had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Rob. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. Rob, no details, but where's the craziest place you've had a pants-off dance-off?
Back of a moving truck in Nicaragua.
Whoa!
Wow! Okay,
a moving truck. Like the truck was moving, or it was a truck meant for moving.
We were hitchhiking, and we were on the way to a new destination.
That's a crazy story in itself. You're hitchhiking in Nicaragua.
I mean, look, man, I like to throw caution to the wind. I'm that guy, and it gets me into trouble. And sometimes I do things that when I say it out loud or in retrospect, I'm like, why didn't anyone stop me? And I feel like one of those would be I was hitchhiking in Nicaragua. Why were you hitchhiking in Nicaragua? And I can't believe it ended well.
Oh, it was great.
I mean, either. I mean, like, what's more dangerous? It sounds dangerous, but really, wouldn't hitchhiking in Southern Oregon be more dangerous?
Yes.
I think so. I think it's just the same. I think there's a lot of talk about, being safe here and there, but there's
but there's a difference in people that might kidnap you, all right? So I feel like, and this is just me projecting, I'm kidnapped in Nicaragua. Maybe they can get some ransom for my ass until I explain I'm a black dude. They ain't getting a whole lot of money. right? Or something would or maybe I get shot in the back of the head. I feel like in Oregon, I'm going to be shaved, cooked, and eaten.
No, you're going to be put in a shed. You're going to be like shackled for like 12 years before someone finds you. And there's going to be some logger going like, I got 9 of them. Right. But were you down there with a woman, or did you meet somebody up while hiking, or what?
So I went by myself, and I met this German girl on the beach.
Yeah.
It was like bingo bongo right there.
And you basically just said, let's go hitchhiking across, what, South America? You were just heading south?
Yep, Central America. We went from the Pacific side to the Caribbean side together.
Where did you end up in the Caribbean?
It's a place called Bluefields, a really small, more of like a Jamaican town.
What country were you in? You weren't in Jamaica, but where?
Nicaragua. Still.
Okay, so you stayed in Nicaragua.
All
right. That's very cool, man.
Man, oh, man.
That's
Where's the coolest place you've been?
Oh, I would have to say, Guatemala, Lake Atitlan.
Where is the one place that you thought that you didn't feel real safe?
Well, I did hitchhike up through El Salvador, and I was in San Salvador at about midnight, trying to find a place to stay.
Okay.
And what did you end up doing?
Well, I was walking down the street, and I saw a group of policemen, so I was like, I don't really ever talk to cops, but I figured it was a good time. And they brought me to actually a brothel, which was really weird, but I heard a lot of noises throughout the night, but...
You didn't get involved?
You just took the room? I mean, you're at a brothel.
Oh, hell no. It was not the place. It was not the place.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, I believe we trust you, man.
You need to write for Lonely Planet. I want your info, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to hear about the nice hotel. That's a nice hotel. I want to hear about that. Oh, who do we want to talk to next? You say James? Fine. Hello, James. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola. James, no details. Where's the craziest place you mashed the fat?
Well, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the oldest ferry in Seattle called the Kalakala. It's retired now.
I know the name.
Is that the big silver one that looks like a spaceship back in the day?
Yeah. It was pretty smoothed out for its time. I saw it parked in the pier, and it was getting renovated to be hauled away. And so me and the girl I was dating just broke on late night and showed her my captain in the captain's chamber.
All right. How cool is he inside of that thing?
It was dusty and dark and full of tools and stuff everywhere.
Now we're talking about the boat, not our vagina.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I don't care how old she is. But, they tried to renovate that thing a couple times. They tried to sell it a couple times. They had an idea for a floting restaurant.
It looks awesome. I think it looks cool.
Floating hotel. They had all these different plans. One person bought it. The other person bought it. Kept just going back and forth up and down the sound. I don't know what happened to it. But it really was. It looked like a big silver streak.
Yeah, it was cool as hell.
Yeah.
Never got laid on.
At least somebody had sex on it. No details. Where's the craziest place that you've had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
You ever had sex on a boat? I don't think I've had sex on a boat.
Sex on
a
boat?
I haven't been on a boat.
You're on a cruise.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, never mind. Thank
God.
I'm picturing like a small boat. Because look, the cruise was still a vacation. Vacations don't count because if you're going to do something interesting, it's going to be on vacation, right? You don't have the kids, you're drinking your face off. It's the two of you. It's like, let's get some butt, right? But I'm just saying like a regular small boat because I'm out on the lake for the day with friends.
Maybe a train. That's about it.
Oh, yeah, you did have sex on a train. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Thanks. Hello, Robbie. Welcome to the men's room.
Robbie, you there?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I'm spitting fireworks right now.
Hola, Robbie. Hola. No details. Where's the craziest place you negotiated the forested chasm?
The top of the New Madigan Hospital.
Madigan? Oh, really? So that's Army Hospital.
I was born there in 1967, and then I was dating the guy who did all the computer techs in the hospital. And we decided to take a break and go up to the roof and, do our thing.
What would have happened at Madigan if you got busted?
Oh, yeah, we probably got in some trouble. He probably would have lost his job.
He would have lost his job? Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, your buddy lost his job for doing the same thing on top of the roof of a restaurant, right?
Well, it was
the guy you work with.
The restaurant was on the top floor of a museum. And so late night, he and his girlfriend, who I affectionately referred to as Gums, they had sex up on the roof. I did not know this, but the next day I came in. The boss was like, hey, how late were you here last night? And I'm like, I actually left early, blah, blah, blah. He said, well, look, do you know what time Rick left? Said, I have no idea. He was here, and I don't know what to tell you. Why are you asking? Said, he had sex on the roof last night. I start laughing. The problem was the security guard has all the security camera footage, so I had to sit there and watch this as well, right, for the witness thing. And all I can think is he has poor form, and that chick is so ugly. But anyway, Rick got to work late. He lost his job because he had sex on a roof.
No details. Where's the craziest place you've had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Wade. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, hey, hola, boys.
Hola, Wade.
Hola, hey,
Wade,
man.
no details. Where's the craziest place you had hot pudding for supper?
Well, do you guys know the Coliseum down in the Seattle Center?
Yes.
Okay, so where the little supports come down to meet the ground, there's a little spot you can kind of hunker down back there. And I met a young lady for lunch, and so we were hunkered down there in that corner and having sex, and I look over, and you can see that second level of the Coliseum that you can walk around on the inside.
Yeah.
So I look across, and I see a worker walking over. He gets on his radio, and he's pointing and saying, I don't know what, inside. I tell the girl, I said, hey, we got somebody watching. She goes, oh, let's give him a show. And I said, well, we better hurry this thing up. And so, yeah, it was good.
Okay. Yeah, well, that sounds like a pretty good lunch date. Most of the time, it's just coffee.
I know. And a dry sandwich.
That means that there's no chance. Like lunch in that type of situation, or coffee, or whatever. That means that either party is really uncertain of the situation, but it is a safe environment. Either way, it says, like, I am not fully committed to going on a real date with you.
Well,
that's basically what it means.
But if you're in a place and say, you know what, I'll take a glass of your wine, like, it is on.
That means you're doing pretty well for lunch, yes. No details. Where's the craziest place that you have had sex? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.